That good feeling when the particular time of the year comes around. Christmas 2022 is all about Jingle and Mingle. And of course, you can see in the studio with me, I have Dr. Clarke. Dr. Clarke, good morning. Welcome to Jingle and Mingle here on.
Good morning to you and all the listeners out there.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm fine, not too bad, no complaints.
Well, some folks may say you being a doctor shouldn't be complaints. You should never complain.
Or if I do, I should be able to fix myself,
You
right?
should be able to fix yourself. Good morning to you, man, and welcome to Jingle Mingle here on K105 and the GBN TV.
Thanks for having me.
You know, you here this morning, we're going to talk about a particular product that you have over there.
Yes.
That, I'm trying to think about a way I can describe it. It's sort of an enhancement, if you want to put it in that way.
It is.
It is an enhancement.
Complete meal enhancement.
Give us some detail about the product. It's called Hard On Plus. And why you think this product is actually necessary in terms of helping individuals for whatever reason or problems that they may be experiencing is like something you give to a gentleman. So, I mean, I don't want to give too much of it. Let me hear your explanation on this particular product.
Right. So it is called a complete meal enhancement for a particular reason. It addresses multiple issues that men may be suffering with. So it's not just an erectile dysfunction medication. It's not just that. It's that and more. There are 5 main ingredients in it. It has the ginkgo biloba. It has a panax ginseng. It has L-arginine. It has zinc sulfate and wanifera. Witania wanifera. So these medication, they have different different effects. The first 3 I mentioned, the ginkgo, the panax, and the L-arginine, the main focus would be to increase the blood flow to the male genitalia, so it increases the girth, so it gives you more rigidity, so that you'll be able to have a good performance, endurance.
All right.
The other 2, the Witania in particular is an aphrodisiac. So what it does, it boosts your libido. It puts you in the mood, those kind of stuff. And then the zinc sulfate, it also increases your testosterone levels. So that in itself would give you a boost as well. You know that men, when they increase in age, their testosterone levels have a tendency to decreasing. So, and that's why they will lose the energy, lose the libido, etc. at a particular age, as they increase in age.
Let me ask you this as you move on this morning.
Sure.
Age for wanting to use a product like that, is there an age limit or where it starts from in terms of when you want to use a product of that nature?
There isn't an age limit because, like I mentioned, it does not only affect erectile dysfunction, it's a complete meal enhancement. So if you have an issue with performance, endurance, you have an issue with premature ejaculation, you have an issue with decreased sperm count or semen quality, it addresses all of those issues.
So it actually has natural health benefits.
Yes, and it's an all natural drug as well. All the ingredients are all natural.
Right. How does this product, or where does this product originate from? If you could share the information on that.
Sure. So a colleague of mine who I went to medical school with from St. Lucia, he came up with the formula.
So this is actually a bit of a Caribbean.
It's Caribbean
yes. Within.
Yes, and it's been manufactured in India and then shipped back to him in St. Lucia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's interesting because I'm listening to some of the ingredients that you mentioned in your intro about it, and you could say they are sort of all natural products that you will find within the Caribbean.
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
That's true.
Hard On Plus. How has this product been helping individuals who may have given you feedback, who may have used it?
Well, I've been getting a lot of positive feedback, and just to go back a bit and mention is that it can help a lot of people. According to the statistics, there are about 100 million men out there in the world suffering from erectile dysfunction and other sexual disorders affecting male, and only about 15% of those would go and seek help, and the 85% they will be suffering in silence. But this type of education here that we have now is a means of letting people know that there is help out there and they can seek it. They don't need to be suffering in silence or letting the ego get the best of them, etc.
So what if an individual does not really have a problem.
Right. So there's nothing wrong in boosting your A game. Nothing wrong with that. So if you have no issues but you still want to turn it up a notch, you could go ahead and use it.
So it's recommended if you don't have a problem but you still want that extra boost.
Yes.
You can use.
Put it that way, it's the same thing as men drinking Guinness and milk, or probably drinking it under the counter before they go ahead and engage in sexual activity. It's the same thing. Give yourself an extra edge, but they don't really have any underlying issue. Basically the same thing.
I hope it's appropriate me asking this question. Is there any, and with all medication around the world, there's always that side effects. Is there any side effect that you know of that this particular medication offers?
There aren't any side effects, and during the study, when the product was being developed, they have not had any reports of any side effects. There's no contraindication if you have any underlying medical conditions such as hypertension, diabetes, etc.
And this leads to a question about that, because folks may take these things, and you hear folks using other products, and they end up getting heart attack and all of these things. And you saying this particular product does not do.
So in contrary to your typical sildenafil and your Viagra, which has a high risk in that area, the Hadon Plus does not.
Interesting.
Yeah, it does not. And there's no risk for interaction with other medication. It doesn't matter if you're on different medication, there's no interaction. You could even take it if you're drinking or smoking. There's no someone decides, I want to use this product. I have just had a couple of alcoholic drinks. There's not a problem. No.
Would occur there.
No. It's not.
I'm a bit shocked for words with it, but it's interesting to know that. It's interesting to know that. Where can we pick up this product in Grenada?
So it can be found practically everywhere on island, even in Clarke. So you get it at hills and valleys. You can get it at all the gatons. Yeah, you can get it everywhere.
Let me take a peek. Let me take a peek at some of the of course. Wow, it's interesting. It's interesting.
Yep.
Hard on Plus. How does someone go about taking this medication?
Right. So the small box comes in 2 capsules, but you only need to take 1 at a time. So you will take 1 capsule about 35 minutes to 45 minutes before you engage in any sexual activity. The good thing also about that is that if you take it, you have no risk of you getting an erection, like if you're in public and be scared of people seeing you, etc. You take it, but then when you get into the foreplay and the actual engagement in the activity, that's when you get a good kick in, and then you get it. Yes. Exactly.
Now, in terms of limits, is there a limitation in terms of taking this, or limit?
You shouldn't take 2 at a time. You could take it when you need to. So if you're someone you engage in sexual activity on a daily basis, you could take 1 every day when you decide to. Yeah.
All right. It's interesting. It's interesting about it.
Yep.
Now, we know the phobia that goes around with folks using products of this nature.
Right.
I guess you may have heard of phobias. Don't use this or don't use that, because it's always that psychological effect that people may have. Folks may say, you may hear individuals who may have used other products and said, because I used this happened to me.
Right.
I have known of an individual who knew about a personal friend of mine who used a particular product and ended up in a hospital.
Right.
You understand? And you saying, using this product, there's absolutely no one.
Nope.
I mean, I'm asking you this question in terms of convincing to the average listener and out there.
I understand.
Who, because folks would like to know using this product, that there's no reason to worry.
I understand, and it's natural. It's okay for people to be skeptic, but it's our job now to give them the education and for them they could see the light and be able to understand it better. So, like I said, yes, there is no contraindication if you're having those underlying conditions, and it's safe to use, and we have done the studies to prove and to also confirm that as well.
All right. I am happy that there are help out there for men, because there are other men who, as you earlier indicated, that there are men out there who suffer in silence.
Yes,
you understand.
Yeah.
Who suffer in silence, and for some reason that loss of self-esteem and so forth come into play, because they, as you said, may be suffering from these. Sometimes it's more than natural. You understand, where they may not be able to maintain an erection for a lengthy period of time for whatever reason or reason what. Sometimes more or less it's most like psychological than physical. You understand? Their mind just don't allow them to do that. But you're saying you can get the necessary assistance by using this product.
Yes, you can.
All right, interesting. Dr. Clarke, I want to thank you so much for coming here and sharing the information this morning.
Thanks for having me.
I am sure the public who are listening, even those who are viewing via GBN TV, put some thought into it. Put some thought into it. You know, everyone will have that level of skepticism out there, but you as a medical doctor, you know, offering the advice that you are offering this morning, there may be no need to worry.
Let me put it like this: it's all natural, safe to use, and it has multiple benefits. If you're not having any issue, you can still use it. So put it that way, just like if you're using your under the counter, using your Guinness and peanuts and your whatever, it's the same idea essentially. So if you could do those stuff, then you can also use the product, and you will see the benefits, and it'll help you out.
I like when you say that, because you know there are folks who go home and who are at home right now and they take their blender out and they mix up all their stuff.
Right.
You know, you're getting in a simple package.
Yeah, simple package. You just go ahead, you take the capsule, and you're good to go. Yep.
You're good to go. Dr. Clarke, once again, I want to thank you so much for being on Jingle and Bingle, and I will certainly hope. Maybe try one of that.
Yeah, man. Go ahead, and then you'll give me the feedback.
I certainly will. I want to thank you once again for being with us this morning. Any final thing you want to show to the listening for, like, of course, give them more encouragement for the level of skepticism folks may be having about this, been hearing about it, and feel, well, I want to be skeptical still. Any final encouragement you want to offer? Of course, you said a whole lot already.
Yeah.
You know.
Just, all right, don't knock it until you try it. Go ahead, try it. You had a great experience, then you spread the word and you sing his praises. If you don't, for some reason, unfortunately, then I'll be able to refund you.
I'm certainly happy you say that. I want to thank you once again for being here with us this morning, and I certainly appreciate you taking the time and coming and give the explanation that you give. And I guess that will take away all the fear and skepticism that has been out there. Thank you once again, Dr. Clarke.
Right,
and
thank you for having me.
I hope we could do this again as the season progresses. You probably could come and share more experiences, maybe. And I don't know, probably a patient who may have used this, they could probably come and share the experience. You never know. I'm not sure. You know, folks may not want to come on in.
That's the thing. I've been trying to get like testimonials, but people they want to share their testimony. Yeah, they want to be private about it. So I mean, you have to respect that.
I agree. That is understandable.
Yes.
You understand? I mean, in this day as a society, as a small island of ours, folks may not want to come out in public and talk about that.
Yes.
You know, except there are those who may have these conversations in private.
Yeah.
You know, but on a public way, come in and have these conversations may not something someone
exactly.
But we may find a brave one of these days. You know,
never know.